You sent what you thought was the perfect follow-up email 3 days ago, and nothing. You tried calling, straight to voicemail. You check LinkedIn, they're actively posting, but an update on your deal is non-existent. Sound familiar? Prospect ghosting you? In sales, it's something we're all too familiar with. Here's a stat that may surprise you. 92% of salespeople give up after no sale on the fourth call, but 60% of customers say no 4 times before they get to their yes. We're literally giving up right before the breakthrough. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why prospects disappear and the strategies that you can use, more importantly, to engage them. Plus, I'll share the 2 follow-up messages that thousands of salespeople use to re-engage their prospect. Let's start with the brutal truth. Ghosting isn't just common, it's an epidemic. 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups, but 44% of sales reps give up after just 1 attempt. We're talking a massive disconnect between what it takes to close a deal and what most reps actually do. And when you combine this with the fact that there are roughly 7 people involved in B2B buying decisions today, you start to understand why 40 to 60% of deals are lost to no decision at all. Not to competition, but to buyer indecision and ghosting. Let me tell you something that most people won't. Ghosting isn't actually about you, it's about human psychology. The politeness theory explains most of ghosting behavior, and your prospects probably fall into one of 2 camps. 1, positive politeness. They want to maintain a good relationship with you. So rather than delivering bad news, they just disappear. They're trying to be nice. 2 is negative politeness. They're just avoiding conflict entirely. Saying no feels confrontational, so they're choosing the path of least resistance, which is silent. Here are the 5 real reasons that prospects ghost. Number 1, timing issues. Budget shift, priorities change, and you're just not top of mind anymore. Number 2, there's a poor fit. They've realized that your solution isn't right and they don't want to deal with the confrontation. Number 3 is competitor conversations. They're talking to someone else and they don't want to make things feel awkward. Number 4, you drop the ball. It happens. Maybe you missed your cue, your proposal didn't land, or you didn't quite nail the follow-up. Number 5 is buyer indecision. Maybe the buying committee can't agree on next step, or maybe your buyer just feels overwhelmed. These are all real reasons that your prospect might be ghosting you. Now, let's talk prevention, because dealing with ghosting after the fact is like trying to fix a leaky roof while there's a storm going on. It's possible, but it's way harder than just getting it right before the issue arises. First way to go about this is build real trust early. Don't just research the company, understand their industry's challenges. And I mean really understand them. When you can specifically reference challenges that they're facing and speak their language, you build credibility instantly. Number 2, add value. Don't extract it. Every conversation that you have should leave your prospect better informed and better equipped to make the decision. Share industry insights, introduce them to potential partners, or help them think through implementation challenges. 80% of B2B buyers now expect a B2C buying experience, including things like personalized content. Next up, set honest expectations. After you've built some rapport, have this conversation. Look, we'd love to work with you, and I believe our solution will give you what you need, but I need you to be completely comfortable with your decision. If at any point you think we're not the right fit, please just let me know. I promise it won't be awkward, and it'll save us both a ton of time. This is giving them permission to be honest instead of just disappearing. Next up, it's simple. Just keep deals moving forward. And this is where some reps lose a lot of momentum. They just don't facilitate the next step. After every meaningful conversation, you should be sharing what I like to call the path forward document. This could be a mutual action plan, a joint execution plan, or even just a simple next step summary. When prospects can visualize the path to a decision, they're way less likely to disappear without a trace. It gives them a sense of clarity of what's coming next. And finally, track everything. And I'm not just talking about logging calls in your CRM. I mean really tracking your buyer's journey. Who's engaged? What are they spending time on? Are they circulating materials internally? This intelligence becomes crucial when somebody goes quiet. For example, if you can see that they spent 15 minutes looking at the pricing section of your proposal, you know exactly what you should be following up talking about. Pricing. So we've covered some of the tactics when it comes to prevention, but when it comes to ghosting, here's what not to do. Let's say you did everything right and you're still going radio silence. You're 3 follow-ups deep and you're not sure what to do. Here are 3 things that you should definitely avoid doing. 1 is just sending that generic, just following up email. 2, getting passive aggressive. And 3, calling them 5 times in one day like an idiot. You're going to come across as desperate and it's not going to help you move the deal forward. Instead, try these re-engagement strategies. These strategies are effective when you've had the discovery call, you've sent over a proposal, you've followed up several times and you're not hearing anything back. Number 1, revisit your last touch point. Go back to your last meaningful interaction and reflect on your communication. Was it clear? Was it actionable? Did it get to the root of their concern? What were they excited about? Use this to tweak your follow-up approach instead of just sending a generic checking in email. Number 2, add value in your outreach. Never send an empty follow-up. Share a relevant case study, industry insight, or introduce them to someone who can help them with their goals or challenges. Make it worth their time to reply. Number 3, switch up your communication approach. If you've been emailing with no luck, try something else. Pick up the phone, give them a call, hop on LinkedIn, shoot them a DM, or even record a video, send it over to them to cut through the noise and remind them why they were interested in the first place. And last but not least, just know when to let go. Sometimes the best strategy is just strategic withdrawal. Not every prospect is ready to buy, and roadblocks may have arisen that weren't there when you began the process. If you've made multiple attempts to reach out with no response, it may be time to move them onto a nurture sequence. Stay on their radar without being pushy so that you're top of mind when the time is right. Okay, here are the 2 follow-up messages that actually work. We've had people reaching out and asking for specific examples, so we wanted to share 2 message templates that have helped thousands of salespeople re-engage prospects that had previously ghosted them. We'd recommend using these when you've reached out a couple of times and you've not heard anything back. Message number 1, the honest approach. You want to send something that sounds a little bit like this. Hi John, just wanted to check in one more time in case we were getting our wires crossed. I've sent you a couple of emails with no response. Where do we go from here? Can you tell me if you'd like me to close out your client record? That would mean that I won't be doing any more reach outs and neither will anyone on my team. If you wanted to talk about potentially purchasing in the future and picking up where we left off, then that's definitely something we can do. I know we've had some great chats, but I've not heard anything back, and I just want to check we're on the same page. Because of your honesty and candor, your prospect's way more likely to see you as a human and someone that actually deserves a response. Message 2, the value add approach. You're going to come at this one slightly differently, and you want to put together something that sounds a little bit like the following. Hi John, I know that you mentioned that concern X was a priority for Q3. Well, I just came across this case study of how company Y tackled the exact same issue and saw a 40% increase when it came to metric Z. I thought it might be helpful to share regardless of what you decide to do when it comes to our conversation. No strings attached, just trying to be helpful. If you'd like to discuss how this might apply to your situation, I'm always available to chat. Here, you're positioning yourself as an expert in the industry and giving them something that's valuable that they can actually latch onto and work with. Here's the thing, all these strategies work better when you have the right intelligence, and this is where modern sales technology can become your secret weapon. When you're sending off proposals and follow-up materials, you need to know when prospects are actually engaging with your content. Are they sharing internally? How much time are they spending in different sections? Which stakeholders are involved? This kind of buyer intelligence transforms your follow-ups from guesswork to precision. Instead of sending them generic, just checking in messages, you can say things like, I saw someone on your team spent 5 minutes in the implementation section. Were there any questions there? Are there any challenges that we need to address? Tools like Quilla give you real-time analytics into how your prospects are engaging with your materials. You can see who opened your proposal, how long they spent in each section, and even if they shared it with others within their organization. Look, getting ghosted is part of sales life, but it doesn't always mean that you've lost the deal. It's an opportunity to adjust, add value, build trust, and maybe get the deal over the line. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Drop in the comments your favorite strategy for dealing with getting ghosted. And if you want to see what Quilla can do in terms of giving you the best analytics that any proposal tool can, head over to Quilla.com where you can start a 14-day free trial. See you on the next one.